Hey, it's Dr. Sebastian Gonzalez with Performance Place Sports Care. This is going to be an exercise on how to prevent and rehab rotator cuff injuries, not tears, not large tears in baseball players. Now, rotator cuff injuries typically come from altered roll and slide of the shoulder itself, also decentralization of the ball and socket, and poor shoulder blade mechanics. We can go all the way down the list in regards to trunk and hip stabilization, power, and generation, but we won't go into that just yet. This is mainly in regards to rotator cuffs. This is just one of the awesome exercises we use at our facility for rehabbing and preventing injuries with rotator cuffs in baseball throwers, pitchers, and players. Now, this is obviously just one for the rotator cuff. However, we do have other exercises that we use in combination with this that should be included in the link description below this video. Now, the first exercise is called external rotation of the shoulder, which is going to be the GH joint, or also called the glenohumeral joint. The concept of it is to mainly increase the amount of what we call roll and slide, and I'm exaggerating, of the shoulder joint itself when it's functioning. If you don't understand the whole concept of the roll and slide of the GH joint, please watch the video that we have in the description below explaining the whole thing. Now, external rotation of the shoulder joint, usually we do laying right here, and also too, you can do it with a band. We're going to use a 2.5 pound weight at this point. Now, a couple things you can do is you can add a pillow or a towel right here, which mainly keeps the shoulder at elevation right here rather than at adduction. So for the purpose of this video, I don't have a towel on me right now. I'm just going to flow right with it. So I usually take a weight like this, externally rotate as high as you can. Ideally, you want to be up here if you're supported by this towel, and then slowly descend. It should be at a pace roughly like this. A couple mistakes I see is usually they can roll forward, or when they get to the top, they'll start to roll back because some people really want to seem to impress us with how much range of motion they have. It's not about how much range of motion you have, at least at this point with this exercise. It's more so how much can you get in isolation with this joint right here. So pretty simple. You're going to feel it in the back side of the shoulder right there, burning. There should not be any pinching. It's mainly a burning. Now, typically we insert this exercise into a small circuit for our baseball players. Other exercises can address topics or conditions such as isometric trunk control, hip mobility, or also strength and power, but also things for centralization of the glenohumeral joint in the case of rotator cuff tears or strains. Most of the circuits we lay out are about 15 to 25 minutes for these conditions. However, it depends on how extensive we make it for that athlete in particular. If you want some examples, we actually do have a PDF on the site. It should be included in the link description below, which lays out some of the fundamentals or one of the basic programs that we give our athletes in the very beginning. Obviously, this is something for education purposes only. You should be examined before you actually start a rehab program. But these exercises are actually great for prevention of rotator cuff conditions as well. Now, lastly, I want you to share this with at least one of your teammates. I guarantee not every baseball player knows of these exercises, and they probably should. It's really going to help prevent injuries, increase their career, and it's going to help you guys win as well.